Are you still with us?
Hello?
Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure you're still there. All right, we'll go ahead and call the meeting
Sorry, I
to,
didn't hear you.
that's okay.
Okay.
We'll call the meeting to order. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, we'll approve them as submitted. Any public comment from any of our guests? All right, do we have any correspondence? Okay. All right, reports and discussion. Open class, Taylor.
Yes, so we have a meeting set, I believe it's for next week. Just, I don't have it in front of me, if you wouldn't mind filling in. I think I should be the minutes from the last meeting though. Have a meeting set to discuss and go over all of our open class stuff. So, nothing big outside of what was reported last meeting, given it was just a few weeks ago, but should have much more to report at our next meeting.
Okay.
Oh, I will say, I did send over a email to Jess. Can you, Karen, as well, that had the open class prizers or potential what is in Tayla's brain? I'm trying to get it on paper. As far as like what I thought would work well for us.
I think that's in your guys' packet.
On the open class side of things, but I know we'll talk about it more later, but I just wanted to say that something
Jess,
regarding open class.
okay, Jessica printed that for us, I believe.
Perfect.
Okay. All right.
Just so you can see it and have an idea of what I was trying to say in words, and I couldn't quite get out.
Okay. All right, nothing from Val, correct? And nothing from Rodeo? Okay. 4-H, really not much new county contests this week. They are working on a few projects out there. They are getting a new scale. Yeah, before we know it, it'll be time to register for fair, and then it'll be here. So, I guess we'll talk about it later, but we are working along on our bleachers. We're doing good there. So that's been still a work in progress, but we're close. Public relations.
Nothing really, except I talked to Jess today about putting an article in the paper for April.
All right, Fair Board business, budget update.
Sorry, let me finish this thought. Okay. So on the back of the agenda, I have our current budget updated. I really don't think there was much that changed on it yet. I did turn in a couple claims last week for our Rocky Mountain Association Affairs dues and our fair entry software program. We split with extension. That was turned in, and our ribbons and rosettes. Ribbons and rosettes order this year was $1295.44. So a little bit over our budgeted amount of $500. So we did have to order some flat ribbons for open class, rosettes for open class, and then kind of the normal amount of rosettes for 4-H. And then I don't know, I guess the proposed budget that we all talked over last month, I did put into a spreadsheet form, so I have that for you guys separately. It's on the landscape page. And so I went through it and I talked to accounting and I deleted some of the things that don't come out anymore because we switched our IT company. I moved the judging things to all come out of 398. There was a couple of the funds that I did change. So like on publicity, subscription, and dues, we were at 3,000. And I actually bumped it up by $50 more because of our annual website fee. So our annual website fee, we do a 2-year contract, and it's due in June of 2026. It'll be in not until June of 2028, and it's $576 every 2 years, and we do split it with rodeo. And so I kind of talked to Jesse this morning about whether I put the 280 in and then take it out and put it in and take it out and put it in and take it out year by year by year, or if we just leave it in there and 1 year will be over and 1 year will be exact. So we're just going to leave it in there. And then, so I did bump that up by $50 so that the advertising expenses, the email renewal, and the website fee, and all the dues and stuff all add up to $3,050. And then I did go ahead, and I think this is where I was telling you where my number was more than yours, is so under 340 utility services, that all comes out of maintenance now. But these 3 items in here are, so like the power for the roping barn in August, we pay for rodeo's entire power bill for the month of August. And so it's like a one-time event type thing. It's not a monthly thing. And so I went ahead and put it in here because it doesn't, I guess, come from the county's utility portion. It does come from us. Yeah. And so I wasn't sure how we really should go about it, but I just wanted to account for it somewhere. And
on that bill, is it like the 1st through the 30th?
The whole month of August.
Okay. So, but it's not, it is truly like a lot of ours are maybe half of July with half of August.
It's Northwestern Energy, so it's whatever their billing cycle is. So it might be like the last few days of July and then the month of August.
Okay.
It's just whatever billing cycle there.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't getting like the rodeo, the
lineman rodeo.
And that pulled in there too, that it was truly a.
I can look at it. They send me the bill with their packet of stuff, so I can double check the dates, because that is true.
I think if needed, if we wanted to or needed to, we could always just ask them to check the rate or the amount beginning before fair and after fair too.
Okay. And then the jetpack for fair is, we split it with extension. We do a little Verizon jetpack with to use for hotspots, and so we use it. 4-H uses it under the pavilion, and then we also use it in the commercial building while we're checking kids in. And then in the 4-H building, anything that happens in the 4-H building, we are able to connect to the 4-H building's Wi-Fi. But we did use it 1 year to hotspot for tickets when we were doing tickets for the concert, or for their merchandising table. I think we used it 1 year. So we just split that cost. And so those are like utility type expenses, but they're related, like just a fair. And then the city garbage service, we split that with rodeo also. And they just bill us for it every few months. They send us half of whatever they've been paying. And during the winter, they only pretty much come when we tell them to. And then during the summer, Lisa has them come like weekly. And then during rodeo week, they end up coming daily.
Okay.
And I did add, I think, $25 to item 360 than what we discussed Just because I think if we start printing more fare books, we're gonna end up having more overages on the copier contract. The travel, we had all talked about increasing. I increased the individual line for hotels especially, just because for the convention it's usually a 3-night hotel stay. And I think we had like $600 in there before. And there's no way you can get 3 nights at a hotel anymore for $600. So, so that's kind of how I broke that one down. And so under contract services, that's the one that we had decided last month to increase to 10,000. And so adding in those judge fees, I did change the number of judges because indoor, 4-H indoor last year did use 8 judges. Open class last year did use 9 judges. So I changed those line items to reflect that actual amount. And then kind of moved everything else. And then whatever was left went into the main entertainment line. And then restroom hand washing stations, it's undecided. That's on our list of things to do is try to figure out what to do with the yellow restrooms. I did put in there, I kept in there, I changed it to $300, a restroom cleaning stocking. I think it would be nice to find somebody to come in and clean stock and close up the new bathrooms at 10 p.m. on Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. Just so then that way it's not on our list of things to do nightly. And we know that it's just done and it's ready and we have somebody that can do it. And then I did up the ribbons and rosettes line item. And then I kind of changed our premiums so that because last month we decided to move that object line up to 5,000, and so that's how I kind of divvied it out. More entries, more premiums. More entries, more ribbons. So.
And the goal is more entries. So.
Yep. And we will have to talk because our fair entry package that we have right now only covers us up to 2,000 entries. So if we do continue to grow too much, we're going to have to increase our fair entry software level. You know, it's kind of like QuickBooks. Like you get this level and you get this level and you get this level. And the $500 one that we pay for only covers up to 2,000 entries. So I think we have a couple of years of steady growth before we worry about it. But
or you streamline your, might be able to streamline your fare book a little bit too, so that in a way you're limiting your entries, but you know, like photography, maybe you don't have as many categories or you know options that they can put in, because there's a lot, which is not bad, but yeah.
I will say I think that we are trying to do that. We really thought a big recap from last year is that there's a lot of entries that people don't ever use, and or like there's a fall squash and a spring squash or something like that, and we could just put squash. So I know that we're trying to be better about that.
Yep. Right. So any questions on the budget update?
I apologize, I don't have any in front of me, but I just want to make sure, because I don't have that everything is the same dollar that we proposed last month.
it is, except for the three, the one that I added $50 to, the one that I added, and there's 2 of them that I added, I think 20.
If it's all good then, the way that you mentioned, if it's all like the same, then I would be supportive of approving the new budget for next year.
Of the proposal.
That's a motion. So is there a second?
I second.
Okay. Although any discussion? Discussion?
Is there anything you need from us just in order to?
No, not right now. We're waiting for like the exact timeline to come out to start the budget discussions. I think is the preliminary one usually due in May?
Yeah, so the preliminary budget, we try to approve the preliminary budget first or second week in May. So we would just need this by like mid-April, which we're way ahead.
Yeah, yeah. So they approve the preliminary one, or I guess discuss it and make changes to it, and then the final budget approvals are usually the first week of June, right?
No, well, the expenditure budget needs to be approved by by the end of June. The revenue budget will approve probably like in August-ish,
Okay.
but the expenditure, this portion, will be approved by the end of June.
Okay. So I think we're in pretty good shape right now. You know, they give me a different form to kind of fill out for accounting, but I usually do this form first anyways, and then I transfer it into theirs. But
Okay, so all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I,
Opposed? Okay. Budget is approved.
sorry, can I just ask one quick question? Jesse, do you need, would it be helpful if any of us, or some of us, or one of us came to a commissioner meeting about budget, because it's different than previous years?
I don't think it needs to come to the commission meeting right away. We're going to talk about it. Jess and I will talk about it at our budget meeting with Bill. If somebody wanted to come to that, you certainly could. But
Okay.
it's got to. We're going to go through it at the budget, or so it'll be the third quarter budget meeting. So we'll be looking how we're doing right now in our current budget, and then we're going to start projecting how we're going to what our next budget for next fiscal year is going to look like, and that'll be in April. It's not necessary that you're there, but it wouldn't hurt either. I mean, however you want to do it. So
Yeah. If you wouldn't mind keeping me posted, just, sorry, Jesse, I would be more than happy to try and come and just provide detail or rationale behind it.
okay,
If everyone's okay with that.
sounds good.
yep.
Okay, I'll talk to you. Thank you.
Right, CIP bundle and, well, we did the budget amendment, but anyway, the CIP bundle.
Oh, so I put in their budget amendment for that, because if we do decide to take some money out of our CIP and put into this year's budget, we have to do a budget amendment on our this year's budget in order.
25.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So,
Okay.
yeah. So I made copies for you guys. There's a little packet. There's some prices there of, I did Home Depot and Uline. The racks, there's the racks with the chair storage on top and the table storage on the bottom. My hope would be to get 2 of those racks, and then we can select out of our 3 all chair racks that are out there, whichever one is in the best shape still, and keep that one. And then there's 5 of the 6-foot banquet tables. And then Taylor had come up with the idea of a floor cleaner. And so on the Home Depot sheet, there's one on there. It's definitely the cheapest one. It's only $1,049. But it does not have it doesn't suck up the water. So it doesn't have a squeegee and like a dirty water tank. So I don't know if they just let it dry or somebody has to follow you with the mop and dry it with the mop. So there are 2 other ones that are there's one from Uline and one from Home Depot that are pretty similar. The Uline one is like $35.95. Home Depot one is a little bit over $4,000, but they have recovery tank. That's the official word, I guess. So it squeegees, it scrubs, and then like a foot behind the scrubber is a little squeegee, and it sucks up all the dirty water. And these are both, they're cordless, and you just charge batteries. We could easily store them like in our in the janitorial room of the new bathrooms, because that's a separate key. All the renters wouldn't have that key, so they would have no access to this. This wouldn't be expected to be used by a renter.
Right.
It would be just for myself or possibly Jeff to use, probably. Yes, so I printed off those 2 options of that. And then, of course, we were talking about adding in at least one bleacher to this CIP bundle if we're gonna go ahead and do it, so that we kind of have a match to show to the 4-Hers that are putting money towards bleachers.
I just have one question. To request it roughly needed to be over 5,000, right? So we would essentially have to make sure that we get probably one of the more expensive floor cleaners, which is my recommendation. Anyway.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of what you said, Jesse, right? I was talking to Michelle the other day, and kind of giving her a heads up and like asking her what happened
Yeah.
and all the steps and like when we could actually spend the money if we did this, because we have to bring it to a commission meeting and tell them why we want we want to move this money and amend our budget.
Yep.
And then I think, does it take a couple weeks? Does it have to be advertised or something?
I think budget amendments do. I think there has to be a public hearing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, so
which just takes, I mean, you have to get it in the paper for 15 days or something like that. And
mm-hmm.
so yeah, it'll be nothing with government's fast. So.
Yeah. So it is a process. And so she made it sound like since it is such a process, it's good to have a more like significant amount, I guess, so that, and that they don't wait, or they don't do them all right away sometimes. They wait until there's a few of them
Mm-hmm.
before pushing them through. But she did say that you don't necessarily have to wait all that time before spending the money.
Makes sense.
So,
Because the other option is so you only have to do the budget amendment if we purchase it this fiscal year. If you want to purchase it in July, then you just build it into next year's budget.
mhm.
So you can kind of, I don't know how fast you're wanting to get at everything or what you're trying to do, so.
What is our timeline for wanting to get it?
I honestly think it'd be nice to get it before this summer, and I mean, already I'll go over the rentals for you guys. We're pretty busy over the summer with a lot of events that are going to be using chairs and chair racks, and
Okay.
like a floor cleaner would be nice also, just so that the building is somewhat clean for everybody. So in my opinion, I would like to get some this year.
Okay. So yeah, I would just get
I was
every,
just gonna recommend later too. We've waited a long time for these.
so I would just get everything you're wanting to get kind of in a bundle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And say, okay, this is what we're planning on buying. That is where like it gets a little bit weird because a capital purchase is supposed to be anything over 5,000. But if we bundle all this together, it's going to be over 5,000 if you get one of those other floor cleaners, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at it that way, yeah, just make sure everything's kind of together in one lump thing, and then we'll talk about it at our budget meeting.
Okay.
Because that'll, unless you're, yeah, that's in a couple weeks, right?
April 17th, I think.
So that'll, okay.
So, like, would they have to do a motion, and could it be like a motion, like, we wanted to purchase 5 tables, 2 chair racks, and a floor cleaner?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be like the 5 tables for $736, or 2 chair racks for blah, blah,
Oh, no,
blah.
I would have that broken out, but it'll be like one
Well, when we bring
motion.
it to you, but like today's motion, if they say we want
Yeah,
to
no.
go ahead with.
I would say today's motion doesn't need that.
Okay.
Today's, you would just want to
I do have a
approve.
question. I know that Denise wanted to look at the kitchen stuff, so what it would take to get it pulled together for commercial. Have we heard from her by chance? I know she's gonna look into it.
Could we build that into next year's budget? So that we're not
Possibly.
holding
Time-wise.
this, potentially holding this up? We
Yeah. Time-wise, maybe we could do that into next year's budget.
And I think it makes more sense to keep them related. So like the tables, the chairs, the racks, the floor cleaner kind of was all the same, kind of same function where the kitchen's separate.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you would want 2 separate motions in that case anyways. But yeah, for the kitchen, you just need to get a hold of the sanitarian. And I talked to her about it and said, after that, it was 2 months ago, I think, when we talked about that. and said that you guys would be getting a hold of her at some point to go out there, and she just has to go do a site inspection to see what you need to, what needs to be upgraded.
Okay.
Um,
And I think for that, my thinking is that it's going to be something that we're going to have to probably contract out and have contractors work on.
Yep.
And so therefore, that means it's going to have to go to bid. We're going to have to get the money, we're going to have to collect bids, we're going to have to open bids, and then, so it's a different process than buying items.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. And then I know you said to Jess that in regard to looking at getting chairs at a different point in time, correct? My worry, I'll just be where this is all coming from and why I'm asking these questions is because I don't want to be the fair board that goes to the community for CIP every year or every other year, in the sense of I would like this order to be big and heavy and like a big impact, and then at that point in time, maybe do it another 5 years before we look to get anything. That's the only reason why I'm asking. But I understand about like to figure out the amount of chairs. Is there a possibility for us to get approval for all of these and just not order those chairs until later?
We could probably add in chairs to this one-time purchase. I'm sure we could use some. I'm really, like, I think I counted 194 or something. And my idea is when these, so Taylor asked earlier if we should just bundle these in. And so my idea is when we get the new racks, we're gonna have to take every chair off and put it on the new rack. And so we'll open it and see if it's broken. And as we go through every single one that's hanging, we'll probably find some that are broken, that were put up broken. And then, so I think the 2 new racks each hold 42 chairs, so that's 84. And then the racks that are pure chairs, I don't know if I have the printout of that. They obviously hold a lot more, but we only have room to store so many chairs if we don't want them, just stacked up on the floor. So maybe we could say and we purchase enough chairs so that we have working chairs to fill all of our racks or something like that, whatever number that might be, because it might be 10 and it might be at 15 to 20.
Could we just say up to 30?
Up to 30 replacement chairs as needed.
And then you can, if we only need 10, great.
Right.
Because I don't want to buy any more than what our racks will hold.
Right.
Because I think with it, the storage rooms it's kind of full anyways, and it's hard to walk around in there and maneuver the racks. And so I don't want things having to lean up against the wall if it's not necessary.
May I just trying to think about it in the sense of my organizing brain. A lot of those chairs are sizes, and that's why they struggle to not fit on those racks that great. So my question and or thought, again, maybe it's a no-go, but is there a possibility that we could put some of those chairs that don't fit well and on a chair rack out in the commercial building, and the old chair rack that isn't great, and then I would propose thoughts on buying, however you said, all new chairs for the new rack that we know would fit the rack. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So we
and
would have.
I think as we reorganize the racks, we can pull out those chairs that are kind of just weird shapes and sizes, because there are some that are like small and there's some of them and they just don't. They make it so that not as many chairs will fit on the rack because they don't
They
fold
have
the
the
same.
back or
Yeah. So what we could do is set those to the side as we go through them, because there are chairs that we keep over in the commercial building, because every vendor spots gets 1 table and 2 chairs. And so they get those old wooden tables, so we just keep them over there, and we usually try to keep the chairs over there unless we need them. So we could take the wonky ones that don't fit and go and exchange them for any of them in the commercial building that would fit, and get those ones on the racks, and then just see what the difference is there from there too.
Yeah.
The other thing too, Taylor, just so you're aware, like the public portion of this process is only because we're amending the current year's budget. if you build it into next year's budget, you don't have to like come before the commission to request it again. It's just built into your budget that you're using your CIP to purchase chairs.
So the public isn't made aware
Right.
every time. So it doesn't look like we're drawing
Right.
off it.
Yeah, and it's
Makes sense.
really not
Okay,
public.
that's good to know.
It's not really like public money. It's money that we've already been given, but then we've saved.
Yeah. It's a fair CIP budget.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just
I did not know
in this year's budget, well, not this year, for next year's budget, we're gonna go through and
We did.
list out all of your expenditures. If you wanna add chairs to it at that point, we'll just add chairs and then the commission approves all the budgets kind of in one fell swoop.
So potentially,
Okay, I'm sorry.
go ahead, Taylor.
I get it now. I'm sorry. I missed that.
Yeah, the public hearing and stuff is just because we're amending the approved budget for this fiscal year.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
Most
In that
people aren't
case,
gonna care
please
about it.
disregard
Yeah.
everything I said. I'm sorry.
So
sorry.
potentially, if we needed to, just because we have renters out there and it could be, I mean, some people are hard on rented equipment. That's just the nature of the beast. So potentially, if we need more chairs in the future, that could be an option
Mm-hmm.
as
And-
they get damaged.
And we did increase for next year. Our proposed budget does increase, like repair and maintenance supply is doubled
Right.
from last year, and building materials are up from last year. So we do have more room for things like that as they do come up.
So I think right now we have a floor cleaner, 6 chairs, 2 racks, 1 set of bleachers, and then whatever we decide on up to so many chairs.
5. You said 6 chairs, but it's 5
Six.
tables.
6
So
tables.
floor cleaner, 5 tables,
Oh, I had 5. I had 6, sorry. So 5 tables,
2 chair racks,
2 racks,
and then chairs
chairs.
as needed to fill what we can hold in the racks.
Okay. And then the set of bleachers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I would just for clarity get a price, like you said, like figure out like an up to 30 chairs. Because you're gonna need to have that built into the cost or into the budget amendment
For the cost of the chairs.
for the cost of the chairs. And like you said, if you don't need to buy all 30, then you don't buy all 30. I mean, I'm just using 30 as a number that's thrown out. Or leave the chairs completely out, do all your work, and then budget them in for July.
If you had to guess, how many chairs do you think are damaged?
I don't know, it's hard to say.
I would say probably at least 10. They're in tough shape, if I'm being honest.
And I would
But I'm
over.
also fine with waiting. Now that I understand better, I greatly apologize for being pushy.
I don't think it hurts to add some into this proposal, and I would over exaggerate how many you need. If you think you only need 10, I would put 20 into it,
Black metal folding
just to be
chairs,
on the
6.
safe side in case you find more that aren't.
Okay, so Home Depot has a 6-pack of chairs for $199. So you could say a dozen chairs for $400.
Or do you want to do 2 dozen for 8?
Love it.
Yeah, it's really your guys' call.
I mean, it's not, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that much.
No.
Right.
$400.
No, I'd be supportive of that.
2 dozen chairs for 800? Is that what you're in support of?
Okay, and then, so just, can you do a quick, I added up what I thought, but, so we have a,
Okay, so a floor cleaner for around $4,000. 6 table or 5. They're 5 6-foot tables. Or maybe that's where you got the 6. 5 tables. For approximately
is that the 736?
7. Yep, from Home Depot, I think they were $736. They're slightly more expensive at Home Depot, but Home Depot has a lot better delivery prices. And then 2 of the chair racks. $1,000 at Home Depot, and they were $400 each at Uline. Should I say 1,000 for the more expensive one?
Yeah.
Because Uline, that's not including
'Cause
Uline's
you're gonna have freight too.
charge.
Yeah.
Floor cleaner, 5 tables, 2 chair racks, 1 bleacher. What are we estimating for our bleachers? Because I know I've seen them anywhere from like 11 to 15.
I was gonna say 18 to 19 just to be safe. I mean, granted, we're hoping the more we get, the less the freight, the freight goes down, and so.
Okay, so 1,800 for a bleacher, and then 24 chairs for 800.
Mm-hmm.
36, 36, 76. 53, 36 is what I get? No. 8, 26, 36, 76, 83, 36.
How much were the chair racks?
The 2 chair racks, 1,000. 1 bleacher for 1,800, 24 chairs for 800. And then 5 tables for 736. Floor cleaner for 4,000.
And freight, potential
And
freight.
then plus potential freight, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it could be looking at basically up to 9.
Yeah, I know the freight from Uline for the tables and the chair dollies, the chair racks was $215.
Sorry to ask another question. Do we know how much we have in CIP? Just curious to know that number.
I think it's about 52.
That's what I had. I had 50 in my head.
I think it's around 50 something.
Thank you.
Yep.
So I would because we need to vote, right? So I'd entertain a motion if somebody wants to put together a motion.
Lauren, go for it.
I know, I'm trying to form my words. I was trying to think about it.
Sorry.
So I move that we,
Just, I don't think you have to break it down.
don't
I
break
would,
it down?
I would just like, totally your call.
Yep.
But propose like a budget amendment of up to 9,000 for the purchase of the CIP project.
Okay. So I move to do a budget amendment of $9,000 for the proposed CIP bundle.
I second that.
Is there any discussion? It's been moved and seconded. Sorry. To approve the budget amendment of 9,000 for the proposed CIP bundle. Is there any discussion? Discussion? Seeing none, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries.
And then when you bring the proposal over, just have it kind of broken out on that. But I think that everything else
Does
will
it
be
need
fine.
to be exactly where we're purchasing from? Or?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay.
No, because ultimately we don't care.
Okay.
We're just approving the funds, so.
Okay. Perfect. All right, moving on then to old business, 2026 fair entertainment. Under the tent entertainment.
So I updated the entertainment schedule, so the fair games, Saturday from noon to 5 is on there. I also put some times in there for Mickey O'Connor. He does 3 60-minute strolling acts per day. We can set those start times. I was trying to keep it so that he wasn't performing during the rodeo. So like on Friday I did a 1 p.m., a 4 p.m. and a 6 p.m. And then on Saturday I was kind of going back and forth on whether or not to do it during the fair games. So I did one at 11, thinking that maybe it'd draw some people over there. But I did put one in during the fair games at 2. Just thinking maybe it's before the buyer's dinner, so people will be coming into the buyer's dinner, starts at 3. So they could be, I guess, entertained by him. And then it also, if anybody like follows him and he walks over to the fair games, maybe we'll bring more people to the fair games area. And then I did a 6 o'clock one so you can get the traffic as they are walking into the rodeo grounds. But that can be moved around as we need. I think we don't really have to have anything exact until he shows up here and we tell him, okay, it's what time we want you tomorrow on Saturday. So we do need to start thinking about, like, if we want some musicians to come in, some local people or whatnot, because we do need to start getting a hold of them and getting them some contracts to sign if we do. In the past, we've done like
I think it's,
one per day, Friday, Saturday.
Go ahead, Taylor.
I think it sounds, I was just gonna say, I think the magician times sound good, Jeff. I think that's great, having him go during the Saturdays. That's all I have for that.
I agree. I think the times are lined out. I think your reasoning behind them for Saturday, I think that's great.
Okay. So I guess we have to decide if we do want to do a couple music things under the tent. Kind of on Saturday, I think we'll be, if we do one on Saturday, we'd probably have to have them do like a 5:30 to 7 type show maybe. And then on Friday, it really could be any time. You know, I think the later we go to the afternoon, more people end up being out there. I don't remember, I'd have to look at the schedules from the last few years, but we usually do, I don't know, like a 3 to 4 or 3 to 5 even. We could do another later one, 4 to 6. I know I haven't gotten a hold of the robotics people, but I think they are planning on doing a demonstration again. And our stick horse rodeo is on Friday with sign-ups at 5 right next to the tent, and then the event at 5:30. So it is kind of nice, I guess, if the musician is done by then, just so that we're not battling a bunch of things at once. So like I think like a 3:30 to 5 on Friday would be nice, or 3 to 4:30 even.
I'm supportive of it to, 5 on Friday, because I do agree that it gets kind of crazy with the little stick horse. I'm a very loud auntie who likes to cheer loud, so I to interrupt someone who's singing.
Do you guys have any ideas of people to get a hold of?
I can't remember who the couple was. I don't think they're together, but I think a man and a woman from out in the Tossin area that are really good.
I don't know. I know we've used Jasper and Travis both the last 2 years, so I think we should go to someone else now. But I don't know. I have on here on my list that's been brought up in the past, a lady at the bunkhouse, but I don't know who you were thinking of.
I think it was Jasper and that other person.
Oh, is it Jess?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
I apologize.
No, you're okay. I mean, we can ask him back again. It's nice to,
Give them a break and rotate.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I just don't know of anyone. So sorry.
We haven't had the Allele family for a while, and I guess, are they still doing things? Are they still performing at like the Canton Church and stuff? I think I saw them last summer in the Canton Church ads.
The Alleles?
Yeah.
Kind of think they were, but I don't know if I'm not sure.
Yeah, we haven't
We'd
had them
ask
for
them.
a couple years. We haven't had Judy for a while either. but she didn't even come as a vendor last year because we used to trade her vendor fees for her performance. And I think Kyle enjoyed it when he did it. He did it. It's been 2 or 3 years ago. But I don't know, and I don't know if there's anybody new doing things like this around town.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can reach out to the Leals if you guys like that.
I have a question. Can we put it out on Facebook
We could? Yeah.
and say we're looking for local musicians that would be interested in this time slot and this time slot? Please, inquire with Jess. And we could go from there. And frankly, if anything else, we could always just make it shorter. Like it's 1 hour set instead of a 2 hour set or something. We could have multiple people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Trying to get the public involved.
Showcase
And,
local talent.
Yeah. Maybe there'll be someone who likes to play their trumpet. I don't know.
All right, and then I guess what's your guys' thoughts on, like, do we want to see if, like the Stoke thing, do we want to invite them back for, I think they did Saturday morning last year, right? They've been doing Saturday mornings. I'm not sure about the paint. The paint party, I guess, worked out last year. Okay, didn't it? The jewelry classes the last 2 years haven't worked out really.
I think it was 2 years ago the paint party was super good. Last year the paint party did not work out.
Okay.
And we think it was because of what she put for painting.
Oh,
We
the
think people were
design.
not drawn,
Okay.
yeah, to what it was. I think it was a horse. But the boot was a big hit. So I think that was part of that. So I'd be interested in trying to do that paint one again.
Okay.
I know that the jewelry one was not a hit last year. Has been in the past. I think she does a lot of those classes, so I feel like a lot of local people have kind of maybe done what they wanted to do, I guess.
Mhm.
If that makes sense. And then I am supportive of stuff, but I can't remember for the life of me if it was a good turnout or not.
For
And
this,
or maybe they have something different than pottery that they would want to do. They do a lot of stuff, don't they?
yeah.
Or is it just
Well,
pottery?
they're kind of part of the robotics. Like it's kind of a combined program, Stoke and 4-H kind of together for the robotics. I guess the pottery thing must have been Friday morning last year. Because Saturday morning was the paint party.
That sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
Which you're likely.
I will say whatever I think we do this year, I just remember last year's being pretty dry. I felt like, unfortunately, I think the weather was a lot of the problem, so I'm not blaming anyone or anything specifically at all, but I just remember it being pretty dead under the tent last year, so
Yeah.
really gotta amp it up. I was wondering if there's an opportunity to even just, like if there isn't something going, or maybe if there is, if we could get like a, I say a boom box, but like a speaker of some kind to play music out there. I don't know, maybe that's a bad idea, but just trying to think of something to liven it up a bit.
We have a speaker with like a mic setup that Fairboard owns. I've never really, I don't think I've even unzipped the case because everybody brings their own stuff anymore. So I don't know if it's something that you can hook up to like a phone, you know, to play music off a music list off of your phone or not. But I mean, we do have one. I would have to just try to hook it up and see how to work it.
I mean, with that being said, could you also potentially offer like a karaoke session under the tent?
I was just thinking that, Lauren.
I'm a karaoke gal, so I get it.
Yeah, I mean, we can do anything really.
I mean, if it is something that's easy enough that, you know, somebody could come up and have a, there's little QR codes that you could scan for like a karaoke app, and it just get on your phone and you have the words right there on your phone, and you take the mic and you.
There is an application?
I'm pretty sure there is,
Okay.
because we were talking about it as a
Sounds like
work
more-
thing.
Sounds like Lauren should do this. Should run this. Should do this.
I can look into it. I'm happy to look into it.
A karaoke lady.
I do have a question, Taylor. The pie contest. Are you
Yep.
doing? Are you still going to try to do that this year, or are you doing the games instead?
I'm still happy to do the pie eating contest. It wasn't as big of a hit this last year. I think it might have been the weather, and/or I think round robin ran late. I don't know if there's an opportunity to push it back a little bit. I can't remember.
Did we
what
do it
time
on
we had
Sunday?
on. Say what?
Did we do it on Sunday? Oh no, Saturday.
No,
never
it's
mind.
on
Okay.
Saturday.
It's Saturday, around the noon hours. I think it was at noon. I think if we could push it back to maybe 1, I think that might be helpful, but I don't know. I don't remember what the
Yeah.
schedule looks like. I'm trying to find the fair book
It
here.
always runs.
Round
Round
robin.
robin's still going.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sorry, what did you guys say?
Round robin tends to run late.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I mean, if you're
But otherwise, it has been a big hit, the pie eating contest in the years past. I was really, I had a tough time getting people to enter even this last year. But I think, again, it's just the timing and the weather. But the weather was fine when it happened. It was just, cold weekend.
Maybe included in the fair. I mean, there
Yeah.
might be lots of people around during that time.
So I guess if we want to do that again, we could shoot for a 1 o'clock instead of a noon.
Yeah. I'm happy to. We also don't have to. I mean, I'm not a person who likes to beat things to death. Like, if we don't feel like we should do it, maybe we build anticipation and not do it this year, and then bring it back the next year or something. I'm fine with whatever y'all want to do.
How did you do the sign up for the pie eating contest last year? Was it like you show up and you do it? Or did you have people like
you just come
pre-register?
over.
So
No, you just come over and sign up.
with that being said, having the games, like the fair games, start at noon, you might have more people over there. And, you could be advertising like, be here at 1 o'clock, we're going to do a pie eating contest. Did you offer a prize for it? I don't remember the pie eating contest last year.
Yeah, cash prizes.
Cash.
Okay, so then to have the fair games over in that area starting at noon and be advertising like, if you're here at 1 o'clock, there's a pie eating contest with a cash prize. I think you could
Or maybe even
potentially have
sign
more
up,
people.
from noon to 1 and pie eating contest at 1:30.
Yeah.
Kind of in the middle of it, maybe. I
Um,
don't know. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe we should do that.
yeah, and that kind of stuff we don't really have to pinpoint now. It's just anything that requires a contract. So like the musicians, another contract. Oh, bounce houses. Do we want to do big bounce houses this year? Or are we going to use Casey's?
I'm sure Casey would be willing to let her out. I know that she needs to figure out, we need to figure out the staffing thing. I remember that being an issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta text that old lady.
Well, if we
think.
if we don't do the big ones, we can offer the people who usually are attending of the big ones to supervise and attend to Casey's and just have hers open for a certain amount of time. Because it's usually like we offer it to the volleyball team as a fundraiser to sit and watch. And so then they would be supervised and wouldn't have to worry about the kids collapsing it. Yes. So I guess if we don't want to order the big huge ones from Bozeman, then I don't have to worry about getting those reserved and stuff like that. Because we do need to, they fill up fast.
Remind me how much they cost, if you don't mind me asking.
Well, it depends. Like last year, we spent almost $1,500 on. I don't remember what we had last year. What did we have? Was it the big tall slide?
I think so.
The big huge tall slide for because it depends on the the slide or the inflatable that you
What you
get,
get.
and then how many hours, and then you are charged if you have to rent the generator, which we always do, so we're not plugging it in. And then they have, you know, there's like a delivery and setup fee and stuff. They're
So
more,
that's
they're way
a
more
quick-
expensive than you think they should be.
Yeah, they add up quick.
Well,
I think-
remind me, do we still want to do the bulb?
I think so.
I don't think I ever got, I don't know if I ever told you guys this, so I did learn more information on it. Turns out I don't know what I'm talking about. She said that he's roughly $800 a day if you rent him, and she runs him herself, and she has them sign a waiver before they get on him.
Maybe we could do-
$800 a day if you rent him, or $800 for the first day and $500 for each day after. So I totally did not have as many strings as what I thought it did. Sorry,
Okay.
guys.
So with her running it, could we, I mean, would that just be something that you do, or would we have a ticket for that or charge for that? If she's running it, can we have her charge for that? Is that?
Yeah, she doesn't charge for it, does she?
No, not if we pay her $800.
Okay. Because I mean that could be like the replacement for the bounce house, and just have Casey's little smaller bounce house, and then the mechanical bull. And I'm pretty sure we had $1,500. Well, last year we budgeted $1,500 for bounce houses. Even if we just do the mechanical bull on Saturday, that's all we did that big bounce house for, was just on Saturday.
Be 800, so.
Because we could do that for like ask her to set it up for 11 to 6 or so.
Yeah, or if she doesn't have a time on, like if it's for the day, then just
Have her set it up
let
all
it run
day.
in, yeah.
Just let her go.
Let it go.
And since she watches it herself, we wouldn't have to pay an attendant, so we could
Anybody
pay the
else?
attendants for watching Casey's instead.
Yeah,
Does she
I think that'd
have,
be good. And
Taylor, do you know if she
Go
has
ahead.
an age limit on that?
no, but I was just gonna ask that. I proposed, just because of the issue last year, if there was potentially an age limit, which is a little bit of a bummer, but for some, but at the same time, I think it would also save. But then a lot of the older kids are the ones who use it, so I don't know.
Right, and you'd have the littles.
They're the bounce house.
Right,
the little
the
one.
littles at the bounce house, yep. Okay.
And there is a possibility of the dunk tank. I don't know if, because Denise technically reserved it. She was just looking for a group or somebody to run it, right? So that's another kind of entertainment. And if somebody runs it, it won't be free. They'll probably do it as some sort of fundraiser and charge per throw or whatnot. But okay, so will you ask her if she has some sort of a contract that she needs signed and get it to me so that we can get it through our county attorney?
Yeah, I did ask her about a contract, and she said that she didn't have a contract. I said, do you have a contract or insurance? And she goes, no, I am usually running him, and I have waivers that they sign. So I think that's kind of, yeah.
That's how
I
she
guess
covers
it's more
herself.
contract.
Okay, so I think,
Yeah, but I guess,
So you might not need a contract with her then.
yeah, so as far as payment for her though, I would just need a W-9 since it's $800. I would need a W-9 and then I could just have her sign the claim form there, since I don't have a contract to turn in with the claim form. Yep,
okay.
I would
I
think that's a
texted
good
her to
idea.
circle back on it, so I will keep you posted, Jess.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna put out a Facebook ad. If we get any good local people that want to do it, then I can get contracts started on them. I could probably actually wait until our April meeting. And maybe then we can decide and then I can send out contracts. That should still be enough time, so. Okay. I think that should be good.
All right, fair games.
So I have started.
Lauren.
I have started to casually bring it up to a couple people just to see what kind of interest we have. Again, it's been super casual. So, and then starting to see what certain fair games would require just based on what we talked about in the budget last month. And I think we could easily get all those fair games under budget. I mean, there's some things that you could find them laying around the house. And so I think the budget that we have set for it is realistic. The casual engagement that I've mentioned, people are kind of like, which I think if we really solidify it and have more details of like, this is what we need when we need you, I think that's going to be a better approach to, we're talking about doing this, what is your interest in it, you know, how many people do you think you could provide? I think having a more definitive on like what time and what day and when to be there, really laying it out for people is going to get more engagement, I feel like.
Because we're providing all of the supplies and everything. They just have to be there to supervise it and run it.
Correct.
I do have a request because I don't have these Kleenex boxes, but if you have the rectangle Kleenex box, will you please start saving them for me?
Yes.
Mine are all square, won't work.
Okay. Anything else for fair games?
I think we'll have more next time.
Okay.
I'll be better prepared. Lauren's more ahead of it than I am, so sorry.
All right, ribbon premium values. This is a revisit from our discussion in January. So when we upped our proposed budget, did we take into account where we were and then with a little bit of growth or not?
Let's see. So this past year, we paid out $3,500 total in open class and 4-H premiums. And this year's budget is budgeted for $3,900.
And our current, we have purple and blues, both at 3,
Mm-hmm.
red at 2, white at 1, which we don't give a lot of whites, but I also don't think that a white is necessarily worth $1. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess my biggest thing is I think that there should be a difference between purple and blue. I don't think they should be the same amount. I'm
I
not
agree with that.
necessarily saying that purple should go up to 4, but I think there should be a difference. Like it could be like a 3-2-1-0, or I mean we could go up 4-3-2-1. I just
I think that the purple can stay what it is. Wait, no. I don't know. I had a thought in my head and it's not coming out, so sorry. Disregard me. Would you mind if I talk to my open class folks about it? For at least from the open class perspective, do we have to decide today? I'm sorry.
No, we don't
I
have
know
to
we
decide.
put it off.
Well, I'm rolling over fair entry. That's like my project for next week. But that can be changed after the fact. But I will say that they have to be the same. Like open class can't run a different premium amount than 4-H for the same ribbon. we do need to, they have to be the same. A purple is a purple, whether it's 4-H or an open class. So otherwise that gets very extremely complicated in fair entry.
Yeah.
Karen, you can make the meeting next week, yeah?
Yeah, it's on Wednesday, isn't it?
It's not next week, Taylor, it's 2 weeks.
2 weeks, and I think it's
The
on
25th.
Wednesday.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's on a Wednesday, yeah.
Okay. Great. So as long as you can make it, Karen, at least you'll have like an idea as far as like the 4-H, so we're at least on the same page. Is that fair?
Yeah, yeah. And maybe I'll bring
Okay.
I know Jess has got the breakdown and she told me it once, but of the purples, the blues, the reds for
Mhm.
each.
Yep, I have
So that way we can just
packet.
kind of, okay.
Yes. If you wouldn't mind, that would be great. And again, I apologize too. I don't mean to push it off. I just would like to get their thoughts on it because I also think, in my opinion, maybe standards and expectations need to be better set with the judges. I know that's something that we've been talking about for a bit, and maybe it's just there needs to be an action on it, probably for my part. Sorry. In regards to like, you know, if they entered it just to enter it, that's the only thing that gets really white, but we really need to understand the standards of it. And even if they change from year to year pending the number of exhibitors, I think that's okay. But I think if we could kind of get that baseline or guidance, I think that would probably be helpful. Because I'll be honest, I don't want a pile of reds in our open class. I don't think that looks nice. I'm not saying there can't be reds, but I don't want there to be more reds than anything, and that did happen. And in my opinion, they didn't deserve to be full reds, if that makes sense. And again, there were other tables that had a lot of purples that maybe didn't, there shouldn't have been that many purples. So that's why, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's just a judging education thing.
Yeah, I agree. So I think maybe there just needs to be, and Karen, you can definitely provide the opinion and input from the 4-H because I understand that it needs to be the same, and I'm supportive of collaborating on that and making sure that we're getting everyone happy with it.
Okay. Okay, well, I'll bring some information and, because obviously we can crunch some numbers too for costs, so.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
Thanks, Karen. Thanks, Beth.
Yep.
All right, new business, rentals update.
Okay, so so archery is done. Tonight is their last night.
Mm-hmm.
So they will be removing everything from the building and cleaning it up. And so and then we do have some 4-H workshops still going on out there. Really for April, that's all we have is 4-H related things. In May we have like beaters with heaters, we have a graduation party, we have a show pig clinic an ag day that will all be using the 4-H building. In June we have 3 weddings. So really there's only 1 weekend in June available for rental. I had somebody call the other day about a July weekend and I'm like, the only July Saturday we have is July 4th. And I was like, they're like, well, what about June? I'm like, we got to go to May. Because I'm like, we have 3 weekends in May. And then there's possibly something April 25th coming. I talked to Sam DeShane. I don't know if it's something with Wallace, yeah, because it's an event, it's not 4-H related.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why he was asking about a date in May that was already taken. And so I gave him the other days. And he was thinking maybe trying to get April 25th, but we'll see if they can. That's pretty soon for a big thing. But July, we have the ATV ride, which they did not get their reservation in on time, so they don't get to do it first week of June, so they are put off a month. And then there's the Lyman Rodeo mid-July. Then they have a wedding that has the grounds rented for 4 days in July. Then we have Fair Week. After that, we have another wedding that's renting the whole grounds. Montana High School Rodeo's out there, and then it slows down significantly. We do have 1 wedding in September and 1 wedding that just came in yesterday that booked for October. And I do have one of the wedding gals for June is going in on Sunday, and they are going to do some measurements of the building. Because I measured it one time, but I don't remember where I wrote it down. And so they're going to do like some measurements, which will be really helpful. And I think actually after we get all of our new tables and all the chairs and stuff, it'll be really nice to have like a real solid inventory of what we have that's working. Because some people do ask, how many people does the building hold? I'm like, well, we have 18 tables.
How crowded do you want to be?
And I have been asked now a couple times about renting tables and chairs to leave the premises. And in the past, we have never, ever allowed that. It might be, I don't know, I guess it's a discussion you guys can have. I don't think I would ever be in favor of it, just because I don't want to be out there as they unload to unfold 200 chairs and make sure they're not broken
Yeah.
as they're unloading.
It's one thing if you had like a trailer and it was all confined and stayed there, but where you'd have to haul it
They would be loading
in
it
and out,
onto,
and how are they hauling them?
yeah, what type of trailer they're using, how they got it. Yeah, so yeah, just an FYI, like, we've never allowed them to leave the premises before and be rented individually, so. But I have had a few inquiries about it. I don't know if it's something we visit with later, just for that limited revenue, but.
Is there room in that commercial building to move all of the white?
There is. Yes, because we used to put those bleachers down the center, and now they're all staying under the pavilion.
Okay.
And so pretty much the whole center of the commercial building is open.
Okay. So, do you want them moved back?
Yeah, so that is part of the
Well,
rental agreement.
my question is, I guess, is can they be gone?
For a week?
Well, 2 weeks, because we don't want them, and Tiffany doesn't want them.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess as long as you guys have a plan to move them back in.
Okay.
And I don't think there's any like real things during the weeks between your guys' rentals.
And we should have the 5 or 6 aluminum ones that people could use if needed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That is a part, and we've had weddings before that have moved every single one of those 20 wood risers out. It's just, they just are supposed to leave the building how they found it. So whatever's in the building when they come in is what's in the building when they leave. So you guys would just have to get together and bring them all back in at some point. So rentals are, if we had more weekends, we probably would have 10 more rentals, but yeah.
Okay. 2026 sponsor class, perks, etc.
Okay, so I just redid the letter and the perks. I left them the same exact as they were last year, since we're not doing a concert again. So I put in there the vendor coupon thing. So if you guys are okay with that and how it reads, then we can move forward with starting to hand these out. So we do the deadline is April 27th. The form and the payment and their logo. And to me, we still accept sponsors after that, but we do not guarantee that they're in our print materials, because if we need the fair book out by the first week of May, then I have to be printing it. And we've had people like stragglers come in, and if I print more copies of the fair book, then I'll go in there and I'll put their logo in, and I'll put it in before we print posters to hang out there and stuff. So they'll get them in some things, just the later they are, they miss some of the opportunities for advertisement. So we do have a list of past sponsor. This isn't necessarily past sponsors, it's like the entire sponsor list. So if there's anybody that you for sure want to visit to take things to and ask for, go ahead and sign up for it, because then we'll give this to the superintendents too. They usually help with that. But I guess if everyone is okay with keeping them the same, like the signs and the vouchers and all that.
I have one question. Would it be, and the only reason why I mentioned this is because I just got back from Houston, and we were handing out Howdy Bucks, and we gave out like over I think $5,000 worth of Howdy Bucks. Specifically, I thought it would have been nice if those Howdy Bucks had TC Energy logo on them. And so I don't know if there is an option, kind of back to like, what's it called? Sorry. On the Hattie Bucks, we could put the logo similar to how you print, when you have to print more books, you add the logos. Essentially, you wouldn't be printing the Hattie Bucks maybe till like closer to fair, so all the logos would be on there.
Well, so
Hold on, I'm thinking.
the vouchers only go to sponsors though. They're not going
Yeah,
to
I
like
saw
public
that.
people, I guess, for average, like, so I mean.
You're right. You're right.
Now, if you were giving, for your games, we talked about giving them, a coupon or something. Now, maybe
Mhm.
those could have different ones, random, so that,
Yeah, those,
Oh yeah, each
Yeah.
one.
yeah, any vouchers, I guess, that we give to anybody else for like helping with duties like, the games, I guess was probably the only example, unless we give them to like the helpers on open class day. We could give them
Right.
each a couple of vouchers. Yeah, those ones we
Yeah.
could put all the sponsor names on, but.
then that would give them a little more advertising.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking kind of about it. And I didn't know if maybe like, yeah, I was gonna say maybe we gave them like an extra $10 or something and they could give those out to the, like they could give them out to people. Obviously they probably maybe keep it themselves. I don't know, sorry. It's just an idea.
No,
Like I love that what our company did was it was called Community Day, and we handed out again $5,000 worth of free Howdy Bucks, and so I thought it was just really cool to give out free money to people. I know that we don't necessarily have that, but maybe that's something we could think about next year. And it of course does not have to be that kind of dollar amount, but maybe a sponsor, like for instance, Folk Farms, I'm just using an example, could say we would like to donate, $500, and we could say to them that $500, maybe, $100 could go to random acts of kindness of county cash that we hand out to people, and that would just have their logo on it. Again, maybe not for this year, but just food for thought.
yeah.
I'll quit talking. Sorry.
Okay, so anything else under that line item? Anything else at all for the meeting? All right, our next meeting is set for April 9th at 5:15 here. And nothing else, the meeting's adjourned.